Good evening, everyone. And it's a really great session going on. And I'm honored here to be here. Thanks to Sushil and everyone. And Stampede is my passion, like what you guys, I see the passion in you. Was started and funded by me in 2008 with a group of mathematicians. And I used to work in Wall Street before I came and started my first company as a venture. I was one of the partners and promoters, Northgate Technologies. And where the market cap touched $1 billion, but I learned my lessons being an entrepreneur, what a 5% stakeholder or a 6% stakeholder can learn. The edge of the curve taught me the peaks and lows. In 2008, a lot of my friends, I used to work at Merrill, and I was one of the key architects in building the Wall Street online trading platforms for NASDAQ and Merrill Lynch. With the passion, 2008, a lot of my friends told, why you want to, like, and I was in a completely depressed mode, why don't you back it up? Why don't you start? We are all doing very well in Chicago and everywhere. Why don't you start your own trading, electronic things? Like, then that's how in 2008, with a group of mathematicians who are PhDs in math and stat and computer science, I backed and I said, I don't want to make money. Let's, next 5 years, be the time where we spend on the research. Let's get why a Renaissance, why a Citadel, why a Virtue Financials can do from US, why can't we do it from here? Today I stand here after 7 years. Stampede today is the largest market maker in SGX. We are now as largest market maker for some of the derivative contracts in CME. Now this month we are connecting to Eurex, DGCX, ASX, Hong Kong Exchange last week. They called Stampede, particularly the whole team, asking us to be the market makers on Hong Kong Stock Exchange. And today, apart from Hong Kong Stock Exchange, we are connecting on May 18th to ICE, be the first market maker for ICE Singapore. The passion and drive today, we are the first Indian company on the global arena being the designated market maker. Today, this in a short time, thanks to my team also. And what I want to share is completely different what you guys are doing, but I really love technical analysis. I started trading my age of 17. And being in Wall Street, I made good money there. But it's life. I just want to show a couple of videos. You will understand what the industry is, and I will not take much time. So just can you help me to play one video? I will not take much time, because very interesting topics. I just want to tell you about the market, electronic market making, how the industry runs. I'm not here to educate, but I just want to give you the vision of the entrepreneurship of how the markets are run today, beyond what you guys think, how the charts. Speaker better, no?
It's the moment investors around the world wait for, the 9:30 opening of the U.S. markets. Inside Citadel's Chicago headquarters, it's eerily quiet, even though this firm trades more stocks every day than the New York Stock Exchange.
Now, 2 minutes they open, so we're about to get going here.
Is there any equivalent of a bell that we're going to hear or see?
I have the world clock up there. That's about it. We're just going to hear the air conditioning above us.
The equivalent of the NYSE's opening bell is just this. Millions of orders that have been waiting all night for the markets to open are rapidly filled by Citadel's computer programs.
How do the books look, guys? So we're pumping through a lot of volume right now. You can see how quiet it is. The phone's not even ringing. Clients are happy. If there was ever an issue, obviously we would spot it first and the phones would light up. We have executed 21 million shares already.
Wow, and we are not even 3 minutes in. Meet the new Wall Street traders. Here, computers like these do the heavy lifting. Citadel's employees with PhDs in applied math, physics, and engineering build and refine the computer programs. And the people who manage the trading floor here mostly look for computer glitches and talk to customers.
They are not making trading decisions. Those are all made by the computers. So they're not making any decisions with respect to whether an order should be filled, what price it should be filled. That's all done in an automated way.
When you click send from your TD Ameritrade account, there's a good chance that Citadel's computers see it. Then they either fill your order or send it out to the Byzantine network of 13 exchanges and 20 plus dark pools to execute it.
Dark pool is really, it's an unfortunate terminology that the industry created, and really a dark pool is nothing more than a crossing engine. Now it's called dark because the whole market doesn't know what you want to buy or sell.
We've seen these market dislocations. Is it fair to think of it almost as a technological arms race?
Yeah, I think it's no different than any other industry. 100 years ago, there were literally hundreds of car companies across the U.S., and there was a lot of smaller companies. Over time, manufacturing became very automated. You had factories, and you had the cost of building a factory went up. We are a technology leader. We make a big investment in technology to stay cutting edge, and yes, we're constantly investing in our systems to stay at the forefront of technology.
Just switch on the presentation. Before I jump into, it's a very short speech on electronic marketing, I just want to explain you the basic function of the markets are market makers who bring the balance to the markets. Basically, when the markets are in trouble, a lot of people, yesterday I'm having an interview with Economic Times. He asked me one question, why Venkat, why you need a market maker? A sudden news, a turbulence, a market going one side. Everybody in this room knows there is a trend line breakout. There is a divergence. Everybody knows, and everyone is selling, who will put their capital to make the markets in balance. That is what is called a market maker. Who brings the orderly balance, who brings the flows to the market is the major function of a market maker. So being a market maker, the first condition of market making actually happened in Wall Street. Very interestingly, because the companies like Goldman Sachs, or the companies like Morgan Stanley, they subscribe to the IPOs like Facebook and all the things. So they deploy the cash. Once they deploy the cash, they have two equations, always a plus and a minus. That's how the markets start. Markets, you will never be, there are two types of markets. One is to be a banking side, one is to be a punting side. Exchanges are casinos, market makers are the dealers, and the people who trade on the exchanges are the people who are punting in the market section. So to bring the orderly balance, first thing in the market making is never a banker ever takes risk in his life with his capital. The